Hey guys, Tyler here, and thank you for checking out this video. And I want to be the first to welcome you guys to Sunny Maldraxxus. Alright, well, it's not exactly super sunny, but I am tinkering with some different builds here on the beta, and have decided to change my covenant for Shadowlands. So obviously this is subject to change because it is still the beta, but let's get started.
Mr. Eggplant presents.
So thanks for checking out this video, guys. And like I said in the opening, I have actually decided to switch covenants and have been messing around with the Necrolords. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick couple of reasons why. So first off, I do still love Flayed Shot that you get from the Venthyr, and I was all set to use it, and I really like the teleport. Unfortunately, the way it works is I was hoping that it would give you a charge of kill shot whenever it procs the flayed shot, but unfortunately it does not, and it's still the best covenant ability for single target for Marksman Hunter, but unfortunately, how often do you see Mythic Plus dungeons that are just always one target, or just bosses that are always just one boss in the fight? Unfortunately, we don't see that a lot, and I'm looking for a build that's going to succeed in all things. So I'm going to be running with the Necrolords, at least for right now, unless things change, of course, because of their ability, which is the Death Chakram. So it's a 45-second cooldown. It does damage 7 times, and it can bounce to targets if they are nearby. Every time that it does damage, so it does damage 7 times, it will increase its damage by 15% as it starts low and then ramps up, just like Surging Shots did in BFA. And then it generates 3 focus every time it deals damage. So basically, you're going to get 21 focus for using this. If you couple this with your rapid fire, we're already in a much better position with our focus generation. And plus, there are a couple of Soulbinds, which I have not talked about on my channel at all, but one of the Soulbinds is actually called Necrotic Barrage. So basically what it does, even at base level, it gives you 2 additional focus per hit of your Death Chakram. So basically you can change that from 3 to 5 with this one. It's fairly easy to get, where you're going to be, every time it hits, you gain 5 focus instead of 3. So for a total of 35 focus. So basically every time you use the Death Chakram, you can guarantee that you're going to be able to get a new aim shot out, which is actually a big deal. And also, this is good for single target or for AoE. And then Fleshcraft is the other signature ability. What it does is on a 2-minute cooldown here, and it gives you a shield for 20% of your max health, but that's a 2-minute buff. So it's really nice. You do have to stand there in place for 4 seconds. There is one of the soul binds that allows you to move while you are casting it, or channeling it, I should say. But this is just something that's really nice that you can use in both PvP and PvE for Mythic Plus. Its survivability is king, after all. So now that we've kind of talked about my change in my view of covenants, we want to talk about real quick the change to the main legendary for marksman right now, which could be either your ring or your shoulders, and it's the shoulder pads of the Serpentstalker. So unfortunately, this one was changed. What it used to do was whenever you got your trick shots buff and you used it successfully, so if you used multi-shot and then aim shot and it bounced, or you used volley and then aim shot and it bounced, it would allow your arcane shot or your next chimera shot to hit I think 3 additional targets, or up to 3 I should say. But now it has changed, so it just fires a single serpent sting at the primary target for its full duration. Which is kind of nice because that means that you can essentially have 2 different of your first row of talents. So you do get that Serpent Sting, which does low damage, but then it is a nice dot over 18 seconds. That's what a lot of people are still doing, and it's still good for single target and AoE if you are spreading those aim shots around. But the one that I want to look at real quick with you guys is going to be the Helm. This one was changed because its equip used to be where Trueshot now reduces the focus cost of all of your abilities by 30%. That's what it used to say. Now it's 50%, which is a pretty significant amount. I know a lot of people are not going to run with this one early on, although it is fairly easy to get. You can actually get the pieces to build it from the second boss, the Huntsman here, where it gives you the memory of Eagletalon's true focus. So that is something that's relatively easy to get. But this particular legendary actually alleviates a huge problem and a huge complaint among the community right now. So basically, everybody is feeling like it feels terrible because we cannot use all of our precise shots when we're in Trueshot. Because as it sits right now, the way you want to do it is to get as many aim shots and as many rapid fires out as possible if you are running with the careful aim talent, which most people will by default unless it's an AoE situation. So to do some quick math, during the Trueshot in BFA, it only cost us 30 to do one aim shot in our freebie of our arcane shot. Well, now in the beta, or at least in pre-patch even, it's going to cost us 35 plus 20, so 55 to do the same amount of damage or the same 2 ability combo, which is really difficult to do to get as many of those aim shots out as possible. But now with this legendary, with you reducing the focus cost of all your abilities by 50%, that aim shot becomes 17.5 focus instead of 35, and that arcane shot or chimera shot becomes 10 instead of 20, which means it used to cost you 30 in BFA to do the same combo. Well, during Trueshots with this legendary, it only cost 27.5 focus. So it's actually going to feel just as nice as it did in BFA. So I'm really hoping that this one picks up some momentum among the community, particularly if we're going to be able to run with 2 legendaries at some point, which, we probably will eventually. I'm really hoping we can run with the shoulder/ring and this helm, because I could see us doing some amazing damage, particularly with a couple of Soulbinds, the one being called Sharpshooter's Focus. Basically what it does is it increases the duration of your Trueshot by 20%, and then eventually it increases its duration by 50%, which means you can do some amazing damage during that time. And then real quick, the stats that we're really going to want to run with is still going to be crit heavy. In fact, if you see my stats right now, I'm very crit heavy, but also burst heavy, just because I'm using all the PvP gear. So all the PvP gear in this next coming expansion is going to have versatility, then another secondary stat. So obviously I wouldn't run with this much versatility. I would put a little bit into haste and a little bit into mastery. But we can already hit a fairly nice crit strike. I don't want to say cap, but a nice plateau, getting to like 22 to 25% from there. And then real quick, any of the talents we want to run with. So for single target, you still want to run with Master Marksman, Careful Aim. If you're in a raid situation, Natural Mending, Steady Focus, Post Haste. Then you can pick either lethal shots or double tap, and then calling the shots. And like I said, this is purely for single target, especially if you're running with this helm, because calling the shots would be very important. And if you were doing AoE situations, particularly in Mythic Plus, you would do Master Marksman, Explosive Shot, Natural Mending, Streamline. From there, you'll go Post Haste, then Double Tap, and then finally Volley, because Volley is so strong. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me your feedback below. It was kind of just real quick my thoughts on what I've been seeing so far as I've been tinkering on 2 different hunters to try to find the best build, and I'm really enjoying this one. I've done a couple of Mythic Plus runs with some random people. I think we did like a 6 or a 7, and we had a lot of fun doing that, and we were holding our own. So I hope you guys like this. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Be sure and follow me over at Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr. Eggplant, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks, guys.